Now we know it's not Thursday, and trust us, this guy was missed yesterday. But guess what? He's here today. We've got Chef Anthony, and we are going to be making chicken, and we're going to do something special with this chicken.
Yes, what we're going to do is method of preparing this chicken. Most people have problems with roasting whole chickens or whole turkeys. The method I'm going to show you right here will help you keep you from drying out any parts of your chicken. Usually,
there's nothing worse than having a dry chicken. So.
Dried chicken, dried turkey, it's horrible. So this method that I'm going to show you is a tried and true method to do all of that. So we're going to go through it. This is called spatchcocking. So what we're going to do is turn our chicken over, and we're going to find his spine. And you want to make sure that you're on the spine, because if you look at it, this is the top of the front of the chicken, and here are the breasts, and here are the legs, because he'll stand like so. So we want to turn him over, and we want to get onto his spine. We want to find the spine and run our knife one slice right down the back.
Right on the middle?
Right down the edge.
Oh, on the edge. So
you want to go right down the edge of the spine. Your knife will naturally fall to one side or the other of the spine, just so long as you find the spine and make that one slip. So now we're going to take our shears, and we're going to start at the top, and we're going to cut right down the edge of the spine.
Okay.
And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now the easiest way to do this is to just hold the spine and cut right down. Now I've been doing Thanksgiving caterings for years, and cooking multiple turkeys and multiple chickens and things like that. This is the easiest way to do it. Now, if you want to put this on the barbecue grill, this is the perfect way to do it, because you'll end up with crispy skin, you'll end up with a moist bird, and everything cooks nice and even. And if you're using a smoker, the smoke penetrates through the back of the chicken as well as through the front.
Nice.
So it's not just all trying to get in all around it. So now we're just going to open up our chicken and turn it right side up.
We've basically butterflied the chicken by removing the spine.
Exactly. And we're going to give a little press on the breast to flatten it out.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the trick to a crispy skin, air.
Okay.
So you have to run your fingers through inside the skin, and there's a little membrane between the skin and the meat of the chicken, but you want to get your fingers in there and you want to work them around and get that skin and everything free from the meat, all the way down to the legs.
Is there a way to, like, if you're, I mean, obviously you want your bird thawed out while you're doing this.
Yes.
Otherwise, this would be near
impossible. You won't
impossible.
be able to do this with it frozen at all.
Are bigger birds or smaller birds easier to work with the skin like this? Or
any of them will work just fine. This is the trick. If you've ever had Peking duck and that skin is ever so crispy, this is the trick to it. Getting that air in between. But what they'll do is they'll use an air compressor and a pump to blow air inside to make it real easy. But there's no reason in doing that if you don't have the money to invest in something like that. Just using your fingers works just fine.
With gloves.
Yes, gloves, or make sure that you wash your hands right afterwards and don't touch anything else.
Correct.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my favorite part and I'm going to add my secret, which is butter, right underneath the skin.
Ooh, this might be a really fun. We've made compound butter here with this, like different seasonings mixed in with it. I bet would be really fun.
It is. It's really good, because in the compound butter, all that flavors that you put into the compound butter go right directly into the meat.
So you've been able to separate the skin from the bird enough to where you're starting at the breast, but getting all the way into the thigh and leg with the butter.
Correct. And I'm putting
can hold it up a little bit for that camera there to show where you're putting the butter in there. It's making it
one on the
starting
thigh,
up here and going all the way down into the leg.
One on the thigh, one on the leg. And then we're going to do the same thing for the breast. We're going to put one down at the bottom of the breast, and we're going to put one at the top of the breast.
Wow.
And the chicken skin is elastic, so you can work with it. But as you lay it out, you can actually see where the butter sits inside of your chicken.
Okay, yeah.
So now you know, and you can arrange it around a little bit how you want it. I usually push the ones on the breast down to where the valley is between the thigh, the leg quarter, and then the breast, so that a little bit of the fat gets down in there. But you'll love this. 450 degrees in a oven for about an hour.
Okay.
45 minutes to an hour, and it will be done. So most chickens, if you roast them whole, you're looking at 2 or 3 hours. This, you're doing it in less than an hour. And if you use that nifty little air convection fryer that I brought for you to show you, 45 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
So it really takes no time at all. So now that we have our chicken like this, we're going to pull it all back. And I'm going to remove my gloves so I don't contaminate my jar. You'll take your favorite seasoning for chicken. This one, I absolutely love this one. And I'm just going to sprinkle it all over. I want to make sure that I get it into all the little nooks and crannies.
Don't be afraid to go heavy on it.
Oh yes, don't be afraid at all.
Are we just doing one side of it?
Yeah, you don't have to do the other side because the other side is where everything's going to drip right out of it.
Okay.
So it comes up really clean and really nice and beautiful and texturally, and you can always tell when it's done because you can actually hear the skin. If you scrape it with a knife or your thermometer, you can actually hear it crinkle when it gets done. But just like this, and right into an oven in an hour.
All right,
At
so
450 degrees, and you'll be good to go.
this is called Spatchcockina Chicken.
Yes, this is called spatchcocking. It's just removing the spine so that you can lay it out flat, and you'll never have a problem. Do this at Thanksgiving with your turkey, and it'll cook wonderfully. I did 3 turkeys in less than an hour for student publications last Thanksgiving.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. This is really cool. I'm going to have to try this for sure. Definitely
yes.
learned a new skill this morning.
You'll love doing this, and you'll never go back to doing it whole ever again. So I did this for our barbecue chickens. I laid them all out like this, butter inside, had the crispy skin and everything else, and just laid them right onto the grill. Cook real fast, real easy.
Delish. Okay, so when we come back on our KOA Morning News on Fox 14, we'll obviously have the cooked version of our chicken. What else do you have planned for us?
Well, we're going to go through and talk about it, and we're going to talk about the sauce that I've made for it.
Ooh, sounds delightful. A special shout out to Simon Market for providing
yes.
the bird this morning as well.
They are absolutely wonderful, and he has new stuff coming in. We're going to do a special in a week or two, Denver cut Wagyu.
How exciting. Have to stay tuned for that. Well, stick around for us with KOA Morning News on Fox 14, and if you missed all the details, we'll have this segment posted on our website later this morning, KOAMnewsnow.com.